jump down and do Tom. Tom will let you.
Okay, thank you. As I mentioned, I'll try to be real brief. Just give you an overview quickly of Germinator. It's a franchise company, and my partner, wife, and I own the franchise here in Oklahoma, and we cover pretty much the whole state. We're members of ACO and some of the other associations. We're approved vendors of the state, and we are approved authorized distributors of these products. They're Eris products, that's the manufacturer of them. And it's got a unique technology. They have a global patent on this. It was developed in conjunction with the Space Foundation to be used in the space program. It's the only air purification technology that's been inducted into the Space Technology Hall of Fame in 2017. And the reason why is because it has what we call the active pure technology. And what it does, you can see this light, that's a UVC light, and it's encapsulated in this cell. And when the air passes through there, it converts the oxygen in the air and the humidity into hydrogen peroxide molecules. And hydrogen peroxide, you know, is disinfectant. So as it goes into your airspace, it literally permeates every square inch of the airspace in the room to disinfect the air. But also, the unique part about it is that it will disinfect surfaces as well. So all these products have the active pure technology. I'll explain the difference between them briefly. This one's the kind that goes in the HVAC induct units. Don't know if you have any of them, if you have RTUs or what you have. But so what we typically do, we'll come in, we've done work for 4 counties so far. We've got projects slated for 3 more. We go in, kind of analyze your buildings and make a recommendation. Okay, we recommend some of these, or it could just be exclusively one unit, depending on your circumstances. The big difference between these units is, you see 4 of them, this one only covers 250 square feet. So we don't use this a lot, only in applications like Latimer County. They had a little records room where they made copies of blueprints, no ventilation, and hardly anybody in there. So we put one in there. The big difference is the filter systems. This unit here is good for office space like this. It's got a little HEPA filter in the back, as you can see there. It's a pre-filter, a small HEPA filter. Screw there, you can pop that out. You change that out every 6 to 12 months. This one, it's got a 5-layer filter. It's better than a HEPA filter. It filters out down to 0.1 microns. Again, this one, you change that out every 6 to 12 months. That's the big difference. This one's good for, allergies, pollen. They also, all these units with that technology kill mold spores. So if you have any issues with mold, it'll help knock that out. This technology was lab tested, and it'll inactivate COVID-19 within 3 minutes. That's basically it in a nutshell for these. Do you have any questions? Or
What's that bigger unit run?
this one's 1330, and it'll cover, depending on where you put it in the density of people. Like in the courtrooms, we've been putting 2 of these in a courtroom. But they will cover, normal setting, office setting, 2,000 square feet with 3 or 4 people, it'll cover that. So depending on your situation, it may look like you have about 8,000 square foot per floor here. Is that close? Or
Probably somewhere.
So we just look at each floor and kind of see what you have there, look at ceiling height, how many people are in the room typically, and then make a recommendation. This one's $13.90, this one's $10.90, or $13.30. This is $10.90. The induct units, they run about $12.65, and depending on whether you can even utilize them or not. Sometimes they have a 110 outlet right near the unit where we install it, and we just plug it in. Otherwise, we have to have a licensed electrician wire it up, so that could add some cost to that. These units have different settings. When that's on high, so you can hear how loud it is, and then you can knock it down. And we recommend that you run them 24/7.
What square foot is this one covered?
This was 2,000. This was 2,500.
Would
And
that do it
then,
for a house?
what's that?
Would that do a 2,000 square house?
Yeah, they're perfect for a house. Now, if you have a lot of allergy problems or something, we recommend this one because of the filter system in it. But the main thing that people are concerned about right now, a lot of these old county buildings, they have issues with mold, but also the virus that's continually hanging on here. The Active Pure technology in all these units remedy, inactivate all that. So that's the big thing. The filtration for allergies and things like that are the benefits of the bigger unit. And this one moves a lot more air. I can plug this one in, you can see, but you can feel the air coming out of there. This unit has 5 fan settings on it. And that's full speed on that one. And then it has there's 2 cells in there. You see a blue light? You can run 1 or 2 in that one. And it will also tell you when the filter needs to be cleaned or changed out. A little light will come on. It's not quite as loud as that one, but because it doesn't leave quite as much air.
Do you do this for like private people, or is it just for like municipalities and stuff like that?
We've been focusing mainly on schools and
Okay.
counties, but, we have a website that you can easily look on, and we do residential as well.
All right, thank you.
Small business.
Small business.
Interesting.
We just kind of started a new division where we have a salesperson
Okay.
focusing on little child care centers and businesses,
Right.
dentist office, things of that nature.
So do you sell these units, or you like rent them out?
We haven't done any rentals yet.
Okay.
We have connection with a company that, this is usually for larger purchases, they'll buy them from us and then lease them to a school
Okay.
or something like
Makes
that. We
sense.
haven't utilized that yet, but that is a possible option.
All right.
The one for 250 square foot, how much was that? The small one?
This little fella, it's $475.
And how much room does that?
250,
This one only covers $250.
a bathroom.
Yeah. But usually, if you have these units strategically placed, there's not very often you have a need for something like that. Because by the square foot, this is a lot more costly than
Sure.
one of these units. Usually we find it's a combination of the induct and these 2 units right here mainly.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. If you decide you want us to scope out your buildings, let us know, we can come up and do that.
Okay.
Give
What
you a
other
formal quote.
counties,
Pardon?
what counties have you done this in?
Okfuskee, Latimer,
Osage.
Osage County. And we've just got approval for Delaware. David Poindexter, I think he's on that committee. Grady County, we have tentative approval on that one, and Sequoia County. And we're delivering some stuff to Dewey and Woods County today. Just a couple units for their offices. It's not a full-blown program, I think.
We'll do some discussing and some checking on it.
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate your time.
Yep. Yeah.
More than each one, or you can have that. You can have those.
Minutes. Some clothing purchased by the county, isn't it?
I'll move to accept the minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
M&L warrants for payment?
Road State of District 2, mark their shirts and coats.
Yes, I should read a little further. I quit one line too soon. My bad.
Sometimes I get memory block time I get on there to type it.
54 repair.
That's what I was. Pretty big truck out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that truck.
Brooks' mom's funeral is at 10 o'clock on Friday at Las Evans.
I think that's true.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I should have been a doctor, shouldn't I?
You should have
Read,
been.
write, and write. She can't read her own writing.
Okay. If you don't know how to spell, you just scribble with the last of it and they'll never know. How do you spell your name again? Oh, sorry, I didn't pull that out.
Another.
There was one next
What
thing.
do you mean this?
No, it was Gavin. So Gavin about not being able to read my writing.
Who sounded that one, Lacey?
Yeah.
Seen her come in.
Yeah.
She left, huh?
She came in to listen to that.
Oh, she
Oh.
two-legged germs. ahead.
It is like tomorrow, you're right.
Yep. You don't remember it tomorrow, January tomorrow. At least I won't.
Stocking up.
Well, yeah, we're trying to, they're saying that we're not gonna use it.
I know it.
Greg retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got 6 old truck tires.
Windshield washer fluid going from $3 to $7 now.
Really? Hey, I got a 55 gallon barrel out there in my shop. I'll start selling it out by the fill
Bring
up.
your own jug.
Yeah.
Move, accept the M&M.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Blank purchase orders?
We have one from District 1, District 3, Sheriff, Emergency Manager, and the Assessor, who just signed the top one.
Two, make it weird. That helped water dad and it was good.
Yeah, they hired somebody today.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Really? Didn't know.
Alexa
I'll make a motion.
Seal.
Second. All in favor? Road crossing permits. ARP designated funds from the state.
I did get final confirmation back from Cheryl Wilson that we do not have to report anything today. So that was still up in the air as of Thursday of last week, and the same time that I got one from her, I got an email from NACO that said that we don't have to report anything now.
Probably the next one's your April, what, 22nd or
No,
something?
March 31st.
March 31st, I read April or something.
I know, she told me, and that's all I ever heard was the end of the quarter then, we hadn't, so then hopefully we'll know whether we can, you know, this 10 million that they're saying that we can make it all as a, as a revenue loss, which ours won't be that big because we didn't get that much, but they're saying that we can put that all as a revenue loss if we decide to do that one-time thing. We can't decide to do it and then change our mind. But to my knowledge, we still haven't got our second payment, and it should have been here in November. I checked, I talked to Beaver County, they hadn't received theirs. I can't. Shelley was gonna, Woods County was gonna check on theirs and then get back with me, and she called this morning, but she didn't say. That's all I know on it. Like I said, there's a class tomorrow afternoon, with Sherry, it's Cindy Berg, over the, I'm assuming they'll.
Is that gonna be by Zoom too, or do you have any idea?
I haven't seen any Zoom,
Okay.
information on it. I'm assuming that it's open and you have to go down there.
Okay. Error correction transfer on PO 2383 for the fairgrounds.
I just got this on their, personal services instead of their M and O. Marvin, if you'll sign right there, then all three of you sign on the bottom. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
Approved by
Yep.
all three on the bottom.
Yep. One side is yours, one side's says Gordon.
No motion on this, or?
Yeah, I do, that's not.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. County clerk to go out for bid for Burlington, brush rig for Burlington responders.
There,
No state contract.
no, there,
There's
yeah,
still state contracts, but nobody's got any equipment, can't
There's-
get any.
specs are just about
Anything?
almost exact.
On, they want a Ford, and definitely Ford, you can find a Dodge, if you want a Dodge, but Ford, you can, October, sometime in October, before they can even order anything.
So you're saying state contracts on vehicles only?
Right, oh yeah, you're right.
Their specs are attached to the sign anywhere there on that front page. The specs are almost exactly alike for them. They're sending them to Wendy Ford, Stevens Ford, and Seth Lovely. I think the only difference is like on their,
They called Joe Cooper, one of them called Joe Cooper. One other one they told me. Get the, and they may not bid back,
I'm not sending them to them,
or,
so.
well, maybe they changed their mind since they told me. That was last Thursday or
I'll make a
whatever.
motion.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
County clerk to go out for bid for brush rig for Byron and Marita responders.
I think their wheels were a little bit different, and then, I think like the color of the interior was a little bit different on them.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second also. All in favor?
Aye.
Detention transport claim for fiscal year 2022.
This just has one signature on there.
I moved we accept the detention.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any unforeseen business?
Move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.